Hello, and welcome to the Chic Modern Farmhouse. This is my modern farmhouse redemption, as the last modern farmhouse I made was back in November, and it was definitely not my finest work, but I've improved at building since then. For the house itself, it features 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, an office, 2-car garage, and a large basement rec room with bar. For this house, I wanted to show how the basement's Gamepasses can be utilized to make a nice 2-story home. The house is very split, with the upstairs being more formal, with the downstairs casual. This house is definitely one of the best that I have made, and I hope you like it as much as I do. That's all I'm going to say for now. For floor plans and more information about the build during the voiceover, stay tuned until after the tour. See you then.
Touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. From the dust we will awaken, and life will fill our veins. But these are the moments that we live for. I keep it inside of me. Touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. Touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. It's funny how the world keeps turning. Stars like ladders in the sky keep burning, burning. It's crazy how the storms keep raging, and I'm here trying to keep my heart from aching. It's crazy, I don't feel the pressure. So take me with you on a new adventure. Starlight burning in the night sky. This feels like a lifetime moment with you. One day things will turn out better. We could be together. We could be together.
That's it for the tour. Keep watching for floor plans and speed build.
We could be together. We could be together. And starlight burning.
Hello, and welcome to the voiceover. I know that basically every voiceover that I start at this point, I say it's been a while, but this time it actually has. More so than the last time. So I feel like I should give an explanation at least why I haven't uploaded in, 2.5 weeks now? Which, okay, that's not that long of a time in the grand scheme of how most people do uploads, but for me, that's kind of a while. I think that might be the longest that I've gone without uploading anything. I'm not sure entirely. But, yeah. This house, I kind of changed up the layout a little bit. But this house took surprisingly long. I guess I was just pushing myself to be more detailed than I usually am. Yeah, it took like a whole 8 hours to make, which usually I spend about 4-ish, so taking double the amount of time for just a little 3-bedroom house. And welcome back to I Make a House with a Ridiculous Budget. Yeah, $535,000 for this. To me seems reasonable considering the amount of detail that I put into it and the amount of time that I spent on this house. But just overall looking at it, it's kind of like, it's a little expensive. I'm gonna try to make this better. I know I say this every single time, but I'm gonna try to make it better because I always end up getting off track and I'm just talking about something random instead of actually talking about the build. Which, I've given myself shorter tours so I have less to talk about, so I actually have something to talk about here. I wrote down a few things while I took a break from editing. I've just got a few things written down, and then in all caps, build stupid. So hopefully I don't forget this time. I know that I've said in the past few times that I'm not really a fan of the modern farmhouse, which I'm not, but I actually like this build, surprisingly. Partially because I didn't go for a full modern farmhouse. I know I called it chic, but it's kind of more of a Scandinavian feel, at least with the kitchen. Which, by the way, is my favorite kitchen that I've made ever. So if you see builds kitchens like that in future projects, here's a heads up. But back to why I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks. Because I gotta stay on track for this. Truth is, I just haven't really had the time to. Time to finish and lack of motivation. It's just kind of both. For the first week at least, I didn't have time. Right after the Chick-fil-A, I wanted this to upload. I wanted to upload this on Saturday, which was the 11th. If I cannot read my calendar. I wrote an orange marker. It's a dry erase calendar, and I wrote an orange. How am I supposed to see that? But that was supposed to be on the 11th, and that didn't happen because I was out of town that week, and the build wasn't finished anyway, so even if I did get it done enough on Thursday, to where I could upload it because I wasn't going to be home on Friday either. It probably would have just not turned out as well, and I would have been in another case of I finished the project just to finish it, and I kind of regretted doing that because the end outcome just wasn't what I wanted. Yeah, and last week, okay, the entirety of last week, I just haven't had the motivation to build at all, which we've all been there. It's understandable. You just want to do anything but building. Yeah, and I finished this house on Sunday. It might have even been on I think I finished this Saturday night, which was kind of ridiculous because I'm like, I could have uploaded this earlier today if I had just done this on Friday, but here we are now. I think I've been working on this house for about 3 weeks now. This house was almost complete by the time I uploaded the Chick-fil-A, to put that into perspective. I was planning on having this as a Wednesday upload the week after the Chick-fil-A, and after I finished the Chick-fil-A, I did not want to touch Bloxburg at all. I've played a bit of The Sims. There's a new expansion pack that came out, and I've been building a couple houses, and for those of you that don't know, I do play The Sims quite a bit. To me, it's like, I like how it's the best part of Bloxburg, where it's building. There's a lot of different things you can do with building, a lot of restrictions. I've actually thought about making a video of like Bloxburg versus Sims 4, which is better, and to me personally, Bloxburg is just better because the amount of customization you can do in this is just that you can't even rotate items in The Sims 4 like very precisely without turning the Sims 3 camera on, which is kind of ridiculous. And then there's Bloxburg, where we're turning shapes into furniture. So yeah, what is kind of the same thing is kind of gone very far apart. But what I do like about The Sims is the gameplay version of it. Because with Bloxburg, you build a house and you're like, okay, I would want to play in this house. And you go through the pains of public servers, and then, yeah, it just... Whenever you can control everything that happens you can kind of make whatever storyline you want, and it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy playing The Sims. I've just been building a lot in there recently. I haven't really felt like doing custom builds, which that's pretty much all I do in Bloxburg, it's just custom things. And that's what I like about The Sims 4. I can just kind of shut my brain off and build. Because with this, I'm always worried about making everything look right, and are my proportions correct? Is this color right? And with The Sims 4, I'm like, well, there's only 8 different colors to choose from, so I guess I'm going with the blue one. Yeah. And that's pretty much the other reason why it's been a while since I've uploaded, I guess. So it's been 2 weeks, yeah. So, okay, sorry about that. I just kind of paused the recording there for a second, because my brain just gave up on life. It does this a lot. Whether I'm just in class or recording a voiceover. Oh, would you look at that? It's 9:30. I was planning to record this at like 8:50, so I could be done by now. But here I am now. So yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I honestly don't. I think I was talking about like Sims, motivation, something like that. But I will just move on. Now that I'm sitting here, just thinking about how a while back, this was like January, I had started making my real life house, and then I just gave up on it. I think I mentioned this before in a voiceover. And I got to thinking, I was like, okay, what if I tried that again? So tell me if you would be interested in me making my real life house. It's nothing special. Hang on. I just blinked again. That's nice. And I'm back again. Yes, I stopped the recording again, because my brain just gave up on life. Again. Yeah, this is common, I already said that. But yeah, IRL house, if you'd like to see it. Gave up on it because it didn't look right. Other than that, if you have any questions at all, any comments, just go ahead and leave them, because I do not have enough to talk about on these. I need ideas, please. Yeah, so kind of along with that, build requests. I haven't really openly advertised them in a while. They're still open if you want one. I mean, like, I'm probably not gonna say no, but I just kind of stopped openly advertising it because I figured if you really wanted one, then you could just, there's a whole process of it on, oh yeah, I do have a web page. I forgot I had that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to update that after this. Same with the Instagram. I kind of did a little bit of a rehaul on it, meaning I deleted about half of the posts that I had made, because I did a bunch of singular pictures instead of just putting them all on one thing. Yeah. If you couldn't tell, I am not an expert with social media. I've never had social media until now, which is only for this whole YouTube thing. So I have no experience at all, and I prefer to keep it that way, but yeah. I'm working on this custom window here, which I feel like that just kind of makes the front of the house. It adds a little bit of interest by having that little bump out in the office, which this office was going to be a bedroom, but then I just decided that making it an office would be better overall, because there's already 3 bedrooms, like, you don't really need any more. Yeah, I've already said where I've been out. Ooh, travel, because kind of, that was the break between the Brutalist home and the Chick-fil-A. I was gone there. And I was going to talk about this in the Chick-fil-A video, but I didn't, because I forgot. Story of my life. I didn't because I forgot. But I just want to take a moment to admire the Atlanta airport, because there's something about it. It's very hectic and chaotic. Well, I mean, it is the world's busiest airport, but everything just seems to flow there. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just kind of mesmerizing. And if you do have a chance to go to the Atlanta airport, it's very interesting, and it's a very cool place to be, because you have a lot of these other airports that have like 2 or 3 concourses, and then there's Atlanta with 7. And that's the first airport I've really ever been to. And going everywhere, like the first time I went to another coming back, I was like, hold on, this airport's so small. My parents were like, no, this is like a regular sized airport. Atlanta's is just massive. But yeah, just wanted to bring up that little thing, because that popped up in my mind. I'm coloring the house finally. This was kind of a blend of craftsman and modern farmhouse. I mean, it is a modern farmhouse. But I don't know if it's right here or later, but I do delete the 3rd garage, because I figured a 3-car garage, it's not really necessary for a house of this size. I mean, I barely even decorated the regular garage because I just wanted to be done with this. But I mean, it's the garage. Like, what all could you put in there? I spent a lot of time doing the outside of this house compared to the inside, which I did spend a lot of time on the inside. I spent a whole 8 hours making this. So that was nice. There was a new update that happened, and I actually did use some of the furniture in this. If you notice, both of the downstairs bedrooms have that new furniture, the industrial pipe. And I just saw it and I was like, you know what? I want to use this in the next build that I make. And that update, I saw Peter Bread's video about it, and I was like, okay, it's time to get back into building. I've pushed this off long enough. I finally need to do this. And yeah, that's kind of what sparked this. My return. Honestly, it was kind of nice just to not really worry about uploading anything. Just so this is probably gonna become more normal. Me spending more time on builds and longer gaps between them, which I know I've said that several times, but now that I've actually done that, probably happen a lot more. Yeah, oh wait, I already forgot what I was talking about. I just paused the recording again. I apologize if there's any noise you're hearing in the background. I don't live in an apartment building, so there's not that noise, but I'm not in a quiet house, so, and I'm recording this a lot earlier than I usually do, and it's on a weekday, so there's just going to be a lot more going on in the background, so I do apologize for that. Yeah. I was talking about the new update, that's what it was. My return to building. I think the update overall was pretty good. I'm not really interested in the whole makeup thing, because I don't wear makeup, and I don't really use the gameplay aspect that much, really just building. So that didn't really interest me, but if you did, or if that interests you, then hooray, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna change up this basement layout again. Yeah, there we go. And then I add the little laundry room in the front. I have a good feeling about this build, which that's probably a bad thing to have, because the story of me on YouTube is the builds that I try on don't do well, and the ones that I just kind of throw out there do 10,000 views. Probably 11,000 at this point. So that's nice. But I have a good feeling about this one. It's a white modern farmhouse, which those typically do well. But then again, it's kind of not that detailed, and it's okay. This is what happens. I'm just like, wow, this build's really good, it's gonna do well. And then I'm like, wow, there's better ones out there. It's not the best. Yeah, that's... I don't really like this. Other things. Future plans. I don't even know why I wrote that on there. Like, what does that even mean? I've posted several things on the community tab about, some type of, like, build hack video, or most likely just how ways to get better at building, and I just straight up haven't done that, or anything related to it. But I do have plans to do that eventually. I just kind of, whenever I sit down to think about it, I'm like, I don't know, just don't make it look bad. I don't know. Do better. Yeah, this is kind of all I really wanted to do with YouTube, just speed builds, voiceovers, somewhat of an audience. We're almost to 800 subscribers, so thank you for that. I know everyone says that it's like, wow, it's more than I ever could have dreamed of, but I mean, it's true. I thought I would get like maybe 100 and then just kind of plateau from there. Because I mean, there's plenty of people that build a lot better than I do, and like, you choose to watch my videos? Like, well, interesting. I have written all across this sticky note, cat. Because it is sad times. My cat got up and left me. Right when I was about to start recording, she just got up and walked downstairs and was like, nope, I'm done. So, and this is the same cat that I posted the community time picture of her watching me edit. So yes, Sugar has abandoned me. That's another thing. If you do hear noise, I'm not in a private, secluded bedroom. My computer, this is kind of common in a lot of American homes. There's like a room above the garage that's built into the roof line. In this case, in my house, there's a staircase that goes down to the kitchen. And my desk is up in that room, so I can kind of hear everything from downstairs. And I don't know if my computer microphone will pick up on it. I don't know how good Mac microphones are, and I'm too cheap to buy myself a good one. I mean, like, this is all I do. I just sit here and talk to myself for 20 minutes. Yeah. I have also written on here Spanish, because I've been meaning to talk about this, but my Spanish class, I am not a native Spanish speaker. I am English and only English, which I can't even do that well. Woo. But, there's this, apparently I got stuck with the quote-unquote new teacher at the school, which she's not new to teaching, it's just the way he runs his classroom. Like, one person will cough, and then my teacher's like, can you please just cooperate with me, so we can get through what we need to get through, and then we can be done with class on time. And we're all just like, dude, can you like teach us instead of just complaining about it? Which there's a lot of people that are getting on his bad side, and I do not want to be one of those people. Yes, I am that person. Hello, I am... Okay, another thing. He was out for like an entire week and a half because he got COVID and wasn't able to come in to teach. And majority of the class just straight up didn't do their work because we just had a substitute. Which, yeah, I'm not surprised. But I was one of like 6 people that actually did their work. Hello, yes, I am that person. Cause I mean, I've worked this hard for my grades, I'm not just gonna let it go cause the teacher's not there. But yeah, Spanish. I actually like the language, it makes a lot of sense, except when Spanish doesn't make sense. I'm like, come on, I know that English doesn't make sense, but English is not supposed to make sense. Like, Spanish, you're my comfort, you're supposed to make sense. Why is dia masculine? Yeah, that's my, wonderful times in Spanish 2. I did take Spanish in middle school. I feel like Spanish should be taught at a younger age in elementary schools, or in just elementary schools in general, at least where I live, in the States. Because, like, I think 7 is the best age to learn a new language. I think I heard that somewhere. And then, with the school system I'm in, it's like you can take it in middle school if you have a high enough English grade. I think you have to have like a B or up in an honors course for English, and then you can take it in 7th and 8th grade. And then in high school there's offered Spanish 1 for those who didn't take it, and I think you need 2 required language courses, which you can take that or French, but nobody really takes French at my school. Yeah, I think Spanish is something that will be very beneficial to know, with the growing Hispanic population in the U.S. There's going to be a lot more Spanish speakers, and knowing the language it would be very beneficial, so, yeah. I don't know where I got with that, kinda got off track. Yeah. I also have, well, the southern accent really came through. Well, I just remembered one time from physical science, which was in my 8th grade year. We were doing the periodic table, and my teacher asked, like, okay, what element is Fe? And I raised my hand and she called on me. And I said, if you can hear me, which you are, because if you're listening to this, the southern accent doesn't really sneak through too much. I mean, there's a few words. When I said that, when I said iron, it was like, iron. It wasn't the full iron, but it was bad. I was just like, wow. That was me? And my friends and I still laugh about that whenever one of us will say iron. And that's one of those words that I just can't not say it. It's just kind of hardwired into my brain. It's like, no, you cannot just get rid of the accent for this. It will be iron. Whenever I see anything with like a southern stereotype of, it'll just be like some meme making fun of something, and it's always the southern accent, and I'm like, dang. Really calling out the South, which Florida makes sense. Nothing against the state, I just feel like everything that's sort of kind of weird just always happens there. Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing I remembered. Every time, which woo the news, every time I go on the news it's like, wow, something negative. And like if your entire view based on the states is like, there's just bad stuff happening there all the time, it's not a good place. I mean, like, if you're out of the city, like, it's perfectly fine. You hear about the things, but it's not common. It's just that, like, no good news. Like, good news isn't interesting. So I guess that makes sense. So just like every day, it's perfectly fine. I don't think I would want to permanently live anywhere else. Yeah, I keep just talking about something and then I wind up somewhere else, and then it's just deep thoughts. That's just my FaceTime with my friends, which that was another reason why I didn't really do anything with building last week, because we were just on FaceTime every night having deep conversations. I don't question what happens, it just sort of does. I'm making custom trees, I'm getting the late night energy, which this happens to me. Yeah, it's 9:45. We're 21:44. Yes, I have my phone on 24-hour time, because it makes more sense. It's not what I was raised on, but it makes more sense. Another thing, I remember this one time, okay, I'm gonna need to turn the volume down. I've done a good bit with the music of turning the volume down, but the song that just started playing, I had not done, and it just started blasting in my ears. So I will fix that before I upload this. But back to what I was saying. Raised on just like AM, PM, 24-hour makes more sense. Another thing with that is, okay, metric makes a lot more sense than customary, or imperial, whatever you wish to call it. I just call it customary. It does make more sense. What doesn't make sense is Celsius, which I think I've talked about this before. I'm probably repeating myself, but I don't know if I have, so I'm just gonna say it anyways. Like, who cares what water feels like? If it's 100 degrees, I feel hot. So 100 degrees is hot, it makes sense. Like 30 degrees, that's cold. That will never be a hot to me. Like, I understand where it's coming from scientifically. Like, it makes more sense you're starting your 0 and your 100. But Fahrenheit also has smaller units, so it's a more precise way of measuring the weather. So yeah, I'm metric fully on board, but Fahrenheit, no, I'm not budging on that. Sorry. Speaking of, I could be boring and talk about the weather if you'd like, because this voiceover is starting to take a turn for the worse. It's becoming a tradition. I hate to admit it, but my voiceovers are becoming where it starts off strong and then it just derails and then it is sunk at the bottom of the ocean by the end. Yeah. Well, and my mind just gave up. Hooray. Fahrenheit not gonna budge. Woo. I forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it. Yes, weather, that's what it was. It was finally getting warmer. Like, I do not understand Georgia weather. I just don't. Where it's like, okay, we're getting warmer. Next week, freezing cold. I'm like, okay, I'm finally ready to start wearing short sleeves again. And then it's next to freezing. I'm like, are you kidding me? I think we're finally coming out of it again. Woo. I love cold weather. Don't get me wrong, just bundling up in a blanket and sweaters, it's the best. But I'm kind of done with it. Like, just be gone. Let me have spring with pollen and allergies. Woo! Yeah, I'm starting to slowly go, just having the late night hyper energy and my brain is not functioning correctly. So I will end this voiceover here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you like the build at all, consider subscribing because there will be a part 2 coming in the probably Saturday. Hopefully this build will do like the Craftsman Family Home did, because y'all really like that build. I could not get those parts out quick enough. But this one, hopefully you liked it. If you didn't, I don't care. I'm going to upload it anyways. Thank you for watching so much. I will see you in the next voiceover. Have a nice day and goodbye.
As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space if I'm ever to see you. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity.